Order, Honorable Kainan, as you put your papers in order, honorable members, I wish. Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable members, I wish to introduce to you a delegation of members of the County Assembly's Forum who are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. The delegation comprises one, the Honorable Chege Mwaura, Governing Council member from Nairobi, the Honorable Harrison Mutie, Governing Council member from Makueni, the Honorable Grace Sundukwa, Governing Council member from Bungoma, the Honorable Susan Okwiri, Governing Council member from Siaya, the Honorable Lucy Njeri, Governing Council member from Kirinyaga, and the Honorable Amina Leila, Governing Council member from Laikipia. The honorable members are accompanied by Augustine Munene, Program Officer and Secretary to the delegation. Honorable members, the delegation is in the National Assembly to attend the House proceedings on the deliberations on inclusion of National Government Constituency Development Fund, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, the Senate Oversight Fund, and the Economic Stimulus and Empowerment Fund in the Constitution. Honorable members, on my own behalf and that of the National Assembly, I wish to welcome them to the House of Parliament. Thank you. Kainan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move a motion on the appointment of the Clerk of the National Assembly, that this House, taking into account the recommendation of the Parliamentary Service Commission and its report on the recruitment of the Clerk of the National Assembly laid on the table of the House, today, Tuesday, 1st November 2022, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 128(1) of the Constitution, this House approves the appointment of Mr. Samuel Njoroge as the Clerk of the National Assembly. But Mr. Speaker, let me say this from the onset.
Order, honorable members. Order. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, order. This is a motion that is squarely in your hands. You don't defeat or approve a motion by speaking or shouting loudly. You defeat or approve a motion through your vote. Let the motion be moved, then you can vote on the motion. So I want to urge honorable members, and I've noticed the members who are speaking at the top of their voices, don't invite the chair to take any unnecessary disciplinary matters. Order, honorable members. Order. Order, honorable members. However emotive the matter may be, I encourage you to observe absolute decorum in the House. Let the motion be moved, be seconded, and each one of you who wants to speak to it in support or in opposition will be given an opportunity to do so. Eventually, you will vote on this motion to approve it or to defeat it. It is all within your hands. But we will have none of those unnecessary loud protestations or speeches or noises. I encourage you to observe decorum in the House. This is your House, and the rules are made by yourselves, and they must be observed by yourselves.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from the onset, let me clarify this, that I am here as a messenger. I want you to get this. I am here as a messenger of the Commission. They are The other person who will have moved is the Speaker. The other person who will have moved is the Speaker, who is the chairman of the commission. And the Speaker can't come here, and therefore I'm doing it on his behalf. Mr. Speaker, the mandate of the Parliamentary Service Commission, Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Article 127(1) of the Constitution, among others, is to provide services and facilities to the members and staff for the efficient and effective running of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Article 127 of the Constitution, 6, provides the mandate of the Commission as providing services and facilities to ensure the efficient and effective functioning of Parliament, B, constituting office in the Parliamentary Service and appointing and supervising office holders, C, preparing annual estimates of expenditure of the Parliamentary Service and submitting them to the National Assembly for approval and exercising budgetary control over the service. D, Mr. Speaker, undertaking singly or jointly with other relevant organizations.
Order, honorable members. Order, honorable Kainan. Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Will the honorable members on their feet take their seats? Order, honorable members. Order. We shall hear the honorable Kainan in silence.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to request the members. I am the messenger on behalf of the Commission, on behalf of the Speaker, who is the chairman. Mr. Speaker, don't hit the messenger, go for the message. Mr. Speaker, C is performing other functions necessary for the well-being of the members and the staff of Parliament, or as prescribed by national legislation. Mr. Speaker, Article 127(2) and 3 provides for the composition of the Commission. Mr. Speaker, the chairman is the Honorable Moses Wetangula, the Speaker of the National Assembly. The vice is the Honorable Naomi Shaban, the Honorable George Kaniri, yours truly, the Honorable Aaron Cheriot, the Honorable Ben Mumanyi, the Honorable Rachel Ameso, and Jeremiah Nyegenye, who is the Clerk of the Senate and Secretary to the Commission. Mr. Speaker, the recruitment of the position of the Clerk, Mr. Speaker of the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, the position of the Clerk of a House is an office in the Parliamentary Service Commission established under Article 128 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the immediate former Clerk of the National Assembly, Mr. Michael Sialai, who is our High Commissioner to Namibia, was appointed on 27th March 2017, having served in various ranks in the service. Mr. Speaker, the retirement age of our staff in the Parliamentary Service Commission is 60 years, and Michael Sialai was due to retire on 25th May 2021, having attained the age of 60 years. However, Mr. Speaker, on 4th May 2021, the National Assembly considered a report from the Parliamentary Service Commission and resolved as follows. Pursuant to the provisions of Article 127(6)(b and Article 128(1) of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, in furtherance of the resolution of the Parliamentary Service Commission of 7th April 2021, this House approved the appointment of Michael Sialai as a Clerk of the National Assembly on contractual terms, Mr. Speaker, with effect from 26 May 2021 and ended on 31st July 2022, barely some few days, Mr. Speaker, before the election. C, Mr. Speaker, calls upon the Commission to commence the process of recruiting a new Clerk of the National Assembly not later than not later than
Order, honorable members, order.
February 2022, so as to ensure a smooth and seamless transition, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, due to the impending end of the contract of the incumbent, Mr. Michael Selai, on 31st July 2022, as well as the resolution of the Assembly to commence the process, and Mr. Speaker, I want to emphasize, this was the resolution of this very House, Mr. Speaker, to commence the recruitment of the new clerk, not later than February 2022, so as to ensure a smooth and seamless transition. The Parliamentary Service Commission advertised for the position of the clerk of the National Assembly in 2 dailies, Mr. Speaker, 2 daily newspapers with the national circulation, that is the Nation newspaper and the Standard newspaper, and the website of the Parliamentary Service Commission on February 4th, February 2022. A copy of the advertisement, Mr. Speaker, is attached. The closing date, Mr. Speaker, of the application was 21st February 2022.
Order. Order, honorable members, order. Order, Honorable Faith Gitao and your team. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, order. Honorable Osoro, you are the whip. Can you take your seats? Honorable members, will all the honorable members on their feet take their seats? Honorable Muriungi, you are out of order to be walking across the House while the Speaker is on his feet. Honorable members, order. I want to invite you, honorable members, to acquaint yourselves with the Standing Order 107A. Order, honorable members. The Honorable Woman Rep for Mombasa. The Honorable Woman Rep for Mombasa. I see that again, and I will tell you to stay out until the end of the day. And being a first-timer, it is not very encouraging for you to do what you are doing. Honorable members, I've told you very clearly. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members, particularly our new members, need to learn from the older members. But when you see, when I sit here and I see veterans like the Honorable Mbandi, keeping a stoic silence and struggling to listen, and new members who ought to be learning the ropes of how to debate in this House are doing what I saw the member from Mombasa County do, is very wrong. I want to encourage you members. Everybody has an opinion on every matter. Matters in this House are resolved through a vote. And each one of you has the power, the capacity, and the right to vote the way you want. Once the matter is debated, you will vote.